Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back for the Well Called Moon. I'm really excited about this reading today. This is Pine Needles tea reading. I have uploaded another tea reading using the pine needles and peppermint to do like a divine feminine, divine masculine reading, but this reading is a standalone reading just to see what comes through for the messages from the pine. This is Swiss pine, and it's got a lot of medicinal properties to it. Excuse me. And it's really a great tea, but I'm also interested to see like what the message is from the pine, specifically the pine collective. So I just want to, before I get started, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been supportive of all of my work and all of my content across the platforms. I am still recording for IG as well as the Whale Called Moon and Oracle Daphne. So if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. All likes really help this video. I'm really interested in creating new content, and this content in particular, like working with the tree spirit and just looking at it from just a different perspective is something that really inspires me. So I'm kind of interested to see what we get. This is not on any particular topic. This is for everybody who clicks on this video and is open to receiving the messages. Some of things, like I remind everybody, some things that I channel haven't come to pass yet. So kind of keep that in mind. A lot of times, I'll go back to older videos and it's very applicable in that moment. So you might want to scroll through if you're looking for something that's more specific, but hopefully this will be interesting for everyone. So I'm just going to look to see what I get. It's really interesting. There's some messages coming through about the heart. Some of you need to listen to your heart. I'm also getting the medicine is heart, anything to related to the like heart medicine. So roses actually, and I'm also getting hawthorn, like hawthorn tincture for heart. There's hawthorn tea that you can get also. Things that are good for your heart healthy foods. Yeah, you can see how it's like super red. Anything that's like anger or like stressful or causes upset, I would avoid for a while. I'm seeing like arguments with people, and I'm seeing like this red energy of just sort of like like upset. But I also feel that this is important to say, that it's important to honor your feelings, honor the anger, try to figure out like why something is upsetting, why is something bothering you so much. In my last year, I have to say that there's been an adjustment period that I've had to go through. And in this adjustment period, I've had to kind of go through all the phases of grief. And one of those phases was very angry, and one of those phases is bitter. And like I have to acknowledge those phases as well as the other phases of grief. So like for some of you, you need to honor like the things that are upsetting to you, and write down why it makes you angry, why you're pissed off, why you're arguing with people, or why you're so upset about things. And like I think for me personally, like I look at it from the perspective of there's certain things that I am willing to let go of and things that I haven't processed yet. So most likely you're angry because there's something that you haven't processed yet, something that you're working on. And whether that's issues with a specific person, or specific issues that you have in general, it's all valid. So try to maybe make a little list of the things that you're going through, or do a little journaling, just to kind of get it out of your system. I also recommend anything that's going to be, stress relieving. So I do recommend reading some easy books, romance novels, Louis L'Amour books. I also recommend doing things where you're not on the clock, where you're not under pressure. So you give yourself permission to rest, give yourself permission to just hang out, give yourself permission to watch, a movie, or just, not do anything in particular. I always tell people to do things at a medium speed. A medium speed would be like making muffins. And my guys are confirming this. So like medium speed meaning you aren't racing to do something, but you're also not like in bed sleeping. So like tasks that require a medium speed would be making muffins, baking some banana bread, making a soup, going for a medium walk, speed walk, where you're not power running, and you're not going super, super slow. You're kind of at a medium speed. Bicycling also is sort of a medium speed activity. Lifting weights is a medium speed activity. Like I said, reading a book is medium speed. Journaling is medium speed. Sort of be in that middle area where you are not so like under pressure. So like take the pressure off. That's the message. What else? What else does the pine needles want to say? It's interesting. It's showing me that eventually you will calm down. Whatever the thing that is upsetting you, you will move past it. You'll move like on from it, and you probably won't even think about it again. I feel like there's going to be still some angry stuff, maybe residual stuff. Maybe you have resentment, or people that are resentful, but I don't feel like it's like as bad as it might be later in time. So again, time heals the wounds and things will change. I'm looking at the light that's coming in, what it wants to say. What does the pine want to say about this light? My guys are saying that the pine is really emphasizing letting your light shine. So your light shining is you being you 100%, maybe not with as much filter as you normally would. Like following your intuition or following your instincts. Being a light for somebody else is being that person that hands somebody a tissue when they need it. Being a light for somebody is being a shoulder to cry on when they need it. Letting your light shine means like, don't hold back. Like if you want to start like a YouTube channel and do some spiritual videos, do it. If you want to start a business, do it. If you want to do a side hustle, like start a couple of side businesses. Like say you're like, okay, I just want to, throw a food truck together, get somebody in there tomorrow, go to the store and do like a food haul, prep everything, wash everything, and do it like the following day. Do it. Like let your light shine. Let your intuition and your instincts guide you more towards your towards a creative goal, or towards a creative outlet, or towards something that you want to do. Letting your light shine is also letting goodness come through you, meaning saying, hi and goodbye to somebody, saying thank you to somebody, noticing when somebody's upset, saying I'm sorry, saying, words of, gratitude, saying words of peace, saying words of prosperity, saying things to people that are going to be kind and acknowledge their journey as well as yours. So, sort of beam out the positive. That's how to kind of let your light shine here. But I also feel some of you have gifts, and some of those gifts are not being seen or not being utilized. Some of you are artists. Some of you are musicians. Some of you are people that like have natural talents and you're not utilizing it. And the world deserves to see that. I feel like I don't know, like the light kind of melts together into this red energy. And I feel like it's almost like a flattening. Like it's almost like for some of you, you're dumbing things down for other people. Like quite frankly, like you're dumbing it down, you're filtering, you're flattening, you're making it easy for other people. Maybe for some like you're selling yourself short, or like acting as if you're only one note, acting as if all you bring to the table is one thing. And that's not the case. The case is that, see, like what happens when all the light comes through here? There. It's just a beautiful thing when you're able to show up in the world. So some of you may be discouraged during this period. Like, like the last few weeks have been really rough, between the eclipses. This hasn't been fun time for a lot of people. Some of you maybe feel very discouraged about like, how best to show up in the world. What kind of job do you want? How do you want to, promote a business? Or how do you want to, for some of you, you might actually be like people that do YouTube also. And you might be like, I'm putting out all this content and nobody's seeing it. Or I'm, doing all this work and it's just not really feeling satisfying. Or, like for whatever reason, like you might actually have pulled back in some way, or you might be kind of questioning, like, what am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be letting my light shine? And we all have unique gifts, and it is hard in the world to show up and make money from those gifts. A lot of times, the artists and musicians, they don't make nearly what they should be making, honestly. Yes, some people make a great deal, but they have to work so hard at it. I mean, like, think about the people that are on the road all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get no sleep. They have like back-to-back shows. They're expected to show up with like high energy the whole time. It's high adrenaline. It is hard. And I think for some of you, you might be struggling with maybe, I don't know if it would be depression or just like a lack of like maybe mojo or focus, or struggling to kind of solidify things. And here's the thing, sometimes it's really hard to nail things down. I will say that things are going to be easier to solidify once we get past the solar eclipse on the 21st. So I would give yourself some time. I would also give yourself some breathing room and some credit. And like, I used to live like moment to moment, and I was under pressure. So like moment to moment, every minute of every day, I was under so much pressure, and I put pressure on myself. And it took a really long time for me to like actually not do that so much. And sometimes I still do it. So some of you are putting pressure on yourself. And the message from the pine is to ease up a bit on yourself, not be so hard on yourself. And like, let yourself be okay. Like, there's, I think it was Gracie Gold said, she went to this counseling session, and the people in the group gave her permission to just be okay, to have a day where you're just okay. You're not, flying a kite, and you're not like at the bottom of a well, but you're okay. And, it's really helpful and encouraging to know and to hear sometimes that it's okay just to like be okay, and not be under pressure to produce, not be under pressure to like perform, not be under any kind of pressure at all, just to exist and be okay with existing in that day and that time. And I have to tell you, like, I do feel that it's interesting. There's a pine tree outside that's waving at me right now. It's waving at me. That's interesting. I don't see it very often. It's a sign from spirit when a tree waves at you. It means that there's a confirmation here of what I'm saying. Confirmation that for some of you, you do need to be kinder to yourself and allow things to kind of fall into place. Know that things are going to fall into place. I've been through periods of my life where getting things to solidify was really, really hard. And I had to kind of get to a point of just like going, okay, I guess there's certain things that are meant to to happen and meant and other things that are not. And so you're going to have to look at it that way. What else? There is a romance coming through. There's a romance coming through. It's like I'm hearing something about the sweetness of cherry wine. I don't know if that's a song. I think that's a song of something, like it's an older song. There's sweetness coming through. Somebody might say something to you like unexpected. This may be actually unexpected, like words of love or just words of kindness. Somebody doing something nice for you also. For some of you, you might be doing like a kind deed to somebody, you know, or for somebody. Something that lifts somebody up. Yeah. For some of you, you are down and you do need to do things that lift up your spirits. Some of you like are maybe hoping and wishing and dreaming for love, or like need somebody to say words of love to you. And I would really work on, the pine is saying inner child. Work on, listening to inner child affirmations. There's tons of videos that do inner child affirmations. Some of you may have or be going through a period of time where you're really thinking about your childhood. I see there's just like a lot of childhood stuff coming up here. So for some of you, you might look back on your childhood with some memories, or there's maybe a lot of memories during this period of time about your childhood, or thinking about, how you were raised and how you grew up and things like that. I see a lot of gratitude. I do see a lot of gratitude coming through for the people in your life in your childhood, and like the people that raised you or the people that were close to you during that period of time. Just a lot of gratitude for that. It's interesting. My guides are showing me there's this handmade series that I did about the bridge to Terabithia. And there is a card in there about the pine needles. And there's a part in there about how because there's a part where they go into the forest, and it's like the pine needles are on the floor of the forest, and there's a sacredness to that relationship. Some of you are going to be getting into a very, I want to say, bonded or special or sacred type relationship. If you're dating, this might be a very high spiritual relationship, or just a relationship where there's a lot of connectedness to it. And you might share a love of being outdoors together, or you just might have kind of like a special bond together. But the pine needles is coming through. I wish I could pause and come back for what that card says specifically. But I just think it's one of the most special cards in the actual deck. It's like sharing quality time. It's like the equivalent of sharing quality time. It's the equivalent of sharing special moments stolen from time. It's almost like, there's certain people where time slows down, when you're around them and you remember what they said, and it's very special. And I think that for some of you, you might be having some kind of relationship to someone where it, like, everything they say is very memorable, or it's just like you're stealing all this time that you have together is like you're stealing time, you're stealing moments from time, and it's very special. For some of you might not have a lot of time to spend with a person, but whatever time you do spend with that person is, I want to say, going to become very memorable and very special. And it's like almost maybe making me want to cry. The fact that it's coming up in this reading is like interesting to me, because I'm doing a pine needles reading and I was not expecting to see this today. So hopefully I'll do another pine needles tea reading again in the future. But that card in particular represents a very sacred, special, quality time type message. And for some of you, you might go out together and spend time together out in nature, or some of you might be have some really great dates with somebody. It feels like more intimate than that, too, actually. It feels like more like alone time with someone. It's not like you might go out together and have some quality time with someone, yes, but to me, it's more quality alone time, feeling connected with that person. Very, very connected, very intimate. And it's not necessarily like a sexually charged relationship. It feels more like, I mean, it could be, it feels more like a connectedness that you have with somebody, and it's quality time with somebody that you're spending, and it's very sacred. That's what I want to say. What else? Okay, last messages. This is another message from that series. It's, again, it makes me kind of like want to cry. There, my guys are showing me like one of the cards that I did was about building a bridge. And it was about after he lost the character, I think he brought in some wood and he built this bridge. And it represents starting fresh, but actually taking an action step to do something different. So like, let's just say, there was always like a hole somewhere in some piece of furniture. This is patching that up. It's very metaphorical as well in relationships. Holes can form in relationships. Bridges can get really burned. For some of you, this is reconnecting to somebody that there was a burned bridge. And for some of you, this is like something somebody does to really make an amend, to really go the extra mile and build that bridge. Like, this is like an action step that they take. And it's not insignificant. This is like, like you would think, okay, maybe they get you a card. No. This is like where they do something big. And I don't know what that is. It's going to be different for everybody, but it feels like they're taking a serious action step or a series of action steps to really try to step forward with the relationship or step forward in time with making things right. I feel like something is going to be made right. I'm hearing as well. My guides are confirming that as well. The whole thing about when the character builds that bridge, to me, is actually one of the best parts of the whole book. It shows that he has learned from his experience. He's overcoming his grief, and he's taking a step forward into this new territory of doing something different, doing something that maybe he should have done before. Like in the book, that the rope that whatever with the bridge to Terabithia wasn't the best. And somebody should have built the bridge before, but they didn't do it. And so it's kind of like that thing where it's like shoulda, coulda, woulda, looking at turning back time of how you should have done something different. And I feel like somebody here in your life is going to show up in a way where they do something different. If they've never texted you before, they're going to text you. If they've never called you before, they're going to call you. If they've never like done anything like as far as like an action step, maybe like to treat you right, they're going to treat you right. They're going to do something different. Their actions are going to match what they should have done in the past. And it's going to be a step forward. And it's probably going to come with an apology, is what I want to say. I have to let you guys go here. I'm losing the light, and also this video is getting long. So I just want to say special thank you to everybody who's supportive of my work. Thank you guys so much. And I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care. All the best. Bye, guys.